Today we share with you a story about our favorite attractions after a week in the Loire Valley of France, diving deep into history and culture. The Loire Valley is located in central France and is known for castles, wine, and unique experiences. For this story, we had local guides to plan the itinerary and a car to navigate the beautiful countryside and attractions.
Today we will walk you through our top recommendations for your next trip to Central France. In case you missed our arrival to France, Mathilde is one of our hosts and became our full-time guide this week as we uncover this beautiful valley. Our home base was the city of Angers. Ranked the #1 city in France to live in, we recommend making this your home base as well, as it has everything to offer and is in a perfect location for mini excursions.
Our first excursion was an unmistakable backdrop to the beautiful city, Château d'Angers. Chateau d'Angers is a medieval castle founded in the 9th century as a defense against the Normans. It serves as a successful defensive position for the French throughout the medieval time period against the Normans, the Huguenots, and the Vendéan army. The castle has never been taken by any invading force in its entire history. Within its walls, it's easy to forget that you're surrounded by a hustle and bustle of a city, but from the ramparts you have panoramic views of the city and the surrounding area. The castle acts as a cornerstone to the city, with 17 towers and an outer wall 660 meters, or 2,170 feet, most of which you can walk across. After walking the ramparts, you can explore within and see the Apocalypse Tapestry, woven between 1377 and 1382, at 140 meters or 460 feet long and 6 meters tall. It's the largest set of medieval tapestries remaining in the world. Commissioned by Louis I, Duke of Anjou, it depicts the story of the apocalypse from the Book of Revelation. The complete story is spread across 6 tapestries, including 90 different scenes. During the French Revolution, the tapestry was hidden and parts of it were sadly destroyed. But in the late 19th century, it was recovered and restored. It is considered one of the masterpieces of French cultural heritage. There's also a Playmobil setup too. I played with these daily as a child and love seeing them in a museum, set up the way my dad used to set them up for me.
After exploring the Château d'Angers, we spent the rest of the day enjoying the city of Angers. With extremely efficient and easy to use public transportation, plus walkable streets, Angers is a really easy city to explore. Another backbone to the city is the cathedral, built between the 11th and 16th century. The cathedral displays a stunning mixture of Romanesque and Gothic architectures and carries a hushed wow of hundreds of years after its completion.
Wow!
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 Angers is also home to great food, including this restaurant on a boat. The food is served to sample and share, and offers a unique experience with great views of the city and very good wine. The next day, we left for the BioPark. Located just 40 minutes from Angers, it's well worth the trip to visit. Good morning. So today we're going to the BioPark, which is like a better zoo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have spaces that are like more nature than a zoo where you have only animals park in little tiny space, and here you have big spaces such as nature for the animals to be really good.
The BioPark is the only troglodyte animal setting in the world, and more than 1,900 endangered animals have found home here.
The troglo what?
Don't worry, we'll get into that after we observe some giraffes.
Colin, I told you to stop using ridiculous words in these videos.
One of the first preservation missions of the BioPark took place in West Africa, supporting the Association for the Safeguarding of Giraffes of Niger, protecting the last wild herd of giraffes in West Africa. From only 49 giraffes in 1996 when this effort began, the population is now stable around 900. The BioPark has several bird sanctuaries, each globally themed and teeming with hundreds of birds, flying and swooping and diving and cacaing. The BioPark clips no wings and provides ample airroom and roosting places to support these birds, even the ones that don't fly, like these penguins.
Even for non-bird lovers, this is a really well done bird exhibit. The zoo is huge and you can definitely spend an entire day enjoying it. We love the zoo so much that next week we're releasing a separate video focusing solely on all the animals we saw at the zoo.
One of those animals is this bird here, the blue-bellied roller. Absolutely stunning and extremely curious. They hung around us for long enough to mesmerize the beauty of their feathers. Chirp chirp, little buddy.
Alright, so we just visited the bird exhibit.
The South American bird exhibit.
Yes.
Penguins, flamingos, macaws, parrots that looked fake, but they were real and big and blue.
The penguins were so active too, like they were playing around in the water, shaking their little booties. It's very cool. And everything's connected by this underground tunnel that we get to walk through.
These, Meredith, are the troglodytes.
They're essentially old farming tunnels dug into the rock, creating a maze that provides a diverse and large environment for the animals to live in. The park is crisscrossed with these rock tunnels and connecting separate exhibits. You'll find these tunnels add an extra layer of excitement and cool air to your journey. The big cats, notorious for lounging around like cats, were especially active. We've never been to a zoo before where the cats were so alive. For lunch, the BioPark has a lot of picnic tables outside. So, today's sandwich is a veggie and feta baguettes. This looks so good.
And we can all share some nuts.
Yeah. Delicioso.
We weren't the only ones hungry for lunch that day. You can do it, buddy.
You're so close. Yeah, get that food, buddy. What makes the BioPark so different? Most of the admission fees, as well as other donations that are beyond what is necessary to sustain the BioPark, are donated to the protection of the biodiversity around the world.
In 2023 alone, 525,000 euros were donated. Hey Mare, what animal am I?
What'd you learn?
I got 2 fun facts.
Talk to me.
Fun fact number 1. Conservation of the black rhino is going very well.
Oh.
In the year 2000, there were only 2,300 left in the world. Now there are 3,000.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
However, it's because there's so much emphasis placed on them. So if we stop the emphasis, they'll fall again. But it's kind of a conservation success story.
Mm-hmm.
There's more now than there was 20 years ago.
That's awesome.
We also got to witness an incredible sight. Rhinos and baby rhinos, trotting away. 40% of black rhinos are protected on private land or community land, which comes with very high security costs to keep them safe. The BioPark disperses large funds to support these park rangers. Seeing these 2 rhinos moving about was certainly a highlight of the day.
Here's the ferocious Andean bear. He was just saying hello. He kind of looked like a cute, cuddly dog.
And then there were the giant otters. They snuggled like little otters, but they looked a little bit more fierce.
We can only imagine how much fun it would be to be at this park with kids to observe all of these active animals. All right, well that's a wrap on our first international zoo, and I gotta say that is the best zoo we've ever been to. But I think we're gonna have to go to more zoos. What do you say?
Yeah, we have to go to more zoos for sure.
Okay.
This was an amazing experience. I can't wait to see what else is out there.
We'll see you soon.
So this is a tradition. Anytime we go anywhere, Meredith feels the need to go spend money.
It's not a tradition. Colin always says no, but I always ask. And it just so happens that this place also has the owl stuffed animals that I really wanted at the Pier du Fort earlier this week. I don't think I messed up the pronunciation of that.
And we're gonna cut here so I can stop her from spending money. This was an enchanting day with unforgettable animals in an unforgettable setting. A must visit if you're in the area, and we would recommend planning all day here.
We returned to Angers for dinner with our friends, and all of us eating a really cheesy pizza that Max prepared after work.
Chateau de Brissac. Meredith needed a day to sit, read, and eat baguettes, so Mathilde and I had our own day of exploring this beautiful castle. Located 25 minutes south of Angers, the Chateau de Brissac is renowned as the highest castle in France, and is home to the Dukes of Brissac since 1502. That is, owned by the same family since 1502. Almost unheard of in most castles, or any home for that matter. The descendants of the founder still live in the castle with their 4 children. The castle has 7 floors, massive hallways, beautiful gardens, and a picturesque meadow. I found the whole experience to be very peaceful and educational. The castle saves the best part for last, as you finish in the castle winery, and they let you sample the wine on your way out.
Good morning. We are on day 3 of Mathilde taking us on adventures around France, and today we are visiting
The Fontevraud Monastery.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're very excited. And only other update since yesterday is Collin got his hair chopped off.
Bonjour. Yes, the hair is finally chopped off. They did a fantastic job. I feel free, I feel light, and Meredith thinks it looks good, so victories all around.
Wins all around. So yes, now we just have to go find a bathroom and then start our adventure.
Let's hope that the bathroom isn't as hard to find as the parking for this place.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I won't make it much longer.
We made it.
If you're like us, a monastery sounded pretty boring compared to the castles and the animals we were becoming accustomed to. However, this was not the case. The monastery was awesome. Officially founded in 1101, the abbey has a rich and diverse history, earning it the title of a UNESCO World Heritage Site. At its height, it could accommodate Europe's largest community of contemplative nuns, a total of 700. As it grew in the 12th century, the abbey became a necropolis for kings and queens from England, including Henry II, Eleanor of Aquitaine, and Richard the Lionheart, whose burials you can still visit. The abbey continued in its religious grandeur and devotion until the 18th century, attracting nobles and peasants to its teachings. Even King Louis XV's 4 daughters all became pupils at the abbey. There's an exhibit that contrasts the lives lived by the nuns compared to the lives lived by the prisoners. This remained a prison all the way through World War II. In 1963, the building was reclaimed and restoration began, and in 1975 it was opened to the public for the first time in its 900-year history, since it was built. The mixed history of the halls makes it an imposing, slightly creepy and spiritual place to visit. Absolutely a masterpiece of architecture and cultural impact. I think Mare also almost bought a stuffed animal on her way out for lunch.
We still had energy after the monastery and our sandwiches, so Mathilde took us half an hour further east, where we spent the afternoon at the Chateau de Brissac. Bonjour. We made it to the castle where Disney based Sleeping Beauty off of, is that correct?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Yeah.
It's the Chateau de Brissac.
Oh, you're French. Is that right?
Yeah, that was right. Yeah.
Well, good job. Another castle? Well, according to Mathilde, this castle is very different. She says that before every castle we visited, but she ended up always being right.
Originally constructed in the Middle Ages, it was rebuilt a number of times, slowly transforming to become an absolute beautiful model of refined Renaissance architecture. Situated across from a beautiful glade, with a quiet river and high towers, does it look like a fairy tale? We thought so too, and so did Charles Perrault when he wrote Sleeping Beauty. We were charmed to learn that in addition to being an impressive, beautiful, Renaissance-era castle, this masterpiece is said to have inspired the tower of that age-old story. Throughout the castle are scenes of the story, enchanting you as you climb higher and higher into the castle and its towers. Carefully reconstructed, the rooms are an attraction of their own right. Beyond the Sleeping Beauty motif, this ornately decorated castle is home to a marble imitation grand ceiling, a massive collection of artifacts and weapons from Asia, tapestries from Brussels, and, for furniture lovers, a 17th century Florentine cabinet littered with secret drawers and hidden precious stones.
There's also an underground passage that predates the castle over 1,000 years old.
Throughout the castle are mannequins displaying very fancy dress from all throughout the ages, mimicking the elaborate parties that, well, we wish we were invited to had we been the who's who of the Loire Valley, maybe 200 years ago.
Outside the castle is a characteristic French garden, a perfect place to take some great photos with the castle as a backdrop. Would you believe it if even there they had another stuffed animal for me to beg for? Who knew these owls were so popular?
Because we were getting ready to embark on a 30-day hike across Spain, Mathilde thought it would be fitting to end this day with a soap museum and a soap store. Yes, a museum dedicated entirely to soap, the Martin de Condré. If you're already in the area, this is well worth a stop too. The store smelled amazing and even had soap in the shape of bread and cheese. So French.
France is full of amazing places to visit. And although we're a little intimidated by Paris, there's nothing intimidating about this region. And we enjoyed every amazing day we had to spend in Angers and its surrounding areas.
For our final few days in the country, our friends planned a long weekend in the Dordogne region. More castles, caves, archaeological sites, and great food. And cheese. Join us next time as we continue to uncover France's wow factor.
Now on to the bloopers.
I feel like I'm having a Harry Potter moment.
Imagine if the water's not clear. So our budget is $2.5 million.
And then 450 years later, they built some more stuff.